Namaste everyone. Thank you for joining in this video. So today I actually wanted to speak a bit on Agama Karma. Okay. Now this is something that many people will not know, but Agama Karma actually refers to ancestral karma. Okay. It is not something, what is usually explained in the, in the known circles by gurus and by astrologers. Okay, Agama Karma is ancestral karma, or it refers to your collective family karma. Okay. The point being, why I wanted or why I am taking up this topic is because most people don't know how this karma manifests and what this karma means. Okay. But before we go into, into Agama Karma, kindly subscribe to the channel, like the content, and share the content if you find it useful. Okay. Now, all of us have noticed that, we are very closely connected with our family. Okay. If you are an orphan also, you are genetically linked to the family of the one who has given you birth. Okay. So your family or lineage, it influences you very, very strongly. Okay. And this influence extends not only to one generation of relatives, but it also has many, many deeper branches. Okay. So therefore, it is very important to work with this family karma, to pray to your ancestors. Yes, to pray to your ancestors. And this is the karma that gets you diseases that are associated with the family. Okay, for example, say if someone's father has diabetes, then it is highly possible that that the native will also attract diabetes. Okay, now doctors will say that it is genetic. Of course it is genetic, but the diseases come to you because certain diseases come to you because your genes are associated with those of your family. Okay. And in addition to this, it is very necessary to pay attention to the fact that many negative programs are associated specifically with Agama Karma. Okay. So if you want to change your destiny correctly, you have to take into account the Agama Karma that you have and, the type of programming that you need to change in order to, change your Agama Karma. Okay. Now, what is Agama Karma? What is ancestral karma? How are we related to our family? Right. So when a person comes into this world, he or she gets his or her first experience, but then each of us receives individual energy for self-development, for our growth, precisely from our ancestors. Okay. And very often people give, people pay for the peculiar karmic depths of their relatives. Okay. So it is very, very important to determine how strongly we are connected with the family. Okay. And it is also very important because it is the genes that set certain tasks for a person. So the shortcomings of a particular kind, the shortcoming that is coming from a particular genetic kind must not only be known but also be corrected. Okay. And we must remember that each of us has a common connection with our ancestors, our destiny. So therefore, all the events of your life are necessarily interconnected with the karma of the family. Okay. It is like the interweaving of the fate of the ancestors, okay, of the ancestral family that we are born into. Okay. So, you have to be really, really sure to pay attention to what family you are from and what your ancestors did. And not only your immediate ancestors, but the ancestors that passed, say, 100 or 200 years before you, what they did. You have to really pay attention to that. Okay. So these, this ancestral karma or Agama Karma, it keeps on impacting the current karma. Okay. The Sanchita karma, which is the sum total of all the karmas that we have as an individual. And they not only affect our Sanchita karma, they also affect the Sanchita karma of the family. Okay. Interestingly, we have seen we can see that a particular native often inherits dimples on the cheeks from the father, then maybe eye color from the mother, or maybe eyebrow shape from their grandfather. Okay, so the inheritance of physical features, the inheritance is not only limited to the physical features, it also includes karma or fate. Okay, so in Tantra, it is believed that if your grandparents committed any serious deeds, then this burden will affect the lives of grandchildren, great grandchildren, and so on. So what happens is all the actions that you do, they respond to your generic system. Okay, and all the actions that your grandparents did, they also reflect on your generic system, and all the actions, good or bad, whatever you do, will correspond to the generic system of your children. Okay, and for certain atrocities or for certain bad karmas, a descendant can receive a lesson and not you yourself. For example, if you do a very, very bad karma, okay, which maybe maybe your action wipes out another family, or maybe your action wipes out a village, for example, then your children can receive that lesson if you are not receiving it yourself. Okay, so this is a kind of tribal karma that is created by all people, and not only created, that is created and inherited by all people who are members of one clan or another. Okay, and who add up from this or that behavioral scenario. Okay, now if this karma is heavy, then you have to change it. Otherwise, you may be a brilliant person, you may have received a very good education, but then you'll not be able to make the most out of life. Okay, whatever you do, they will it'll keep on obstructions will keep on getting created. Okay, many times we have seen that you do all the things correctly, but then you don't get the results for it. Yes, you may be very brilliant with your work, you may be very good with your work, but you don't get promotions, right? So most people attribute it to fate, but then it's maybe it is fate, but you have to cleanse that karma, and that karma is continuously flowing through your genes. Okay, that karma is continuously flowing through your genes. So you have to change that karma, or in other words, you have to change your fate. Okay. Now the simplest way of doing it is to pray to your ancestors. Okay, that is the simplest way of of trying to alter Agama karma, but that is the slowest way as well. All right, so if you adopt experience and strength from your from your ancestors, you will be able to influence the state of the souls that lived before you, the souls of your ancestors, and therefore in this way you will be able to change your family's karma and hence your future destiny. Okay, but then as I said, this is the slowest way to do it. All right, and the way to ensure that your your upcoming generation does not inherit your bad karma, so while doing certain actions, remember that your descendants can receive punishment for them. Okay, so it is best to do only things that are good, that are considered good. Okay, and then as I said, the generic system works like a cycle, so you have to pay a fairly high price for the mistake of your ancestors. Okay, so changing your family karma is very, very important, because you never know. Yes, you never know that your Agama karma might be holding you back. You never know, maybe that Agama karma is the cause of your cancer. Maybe that Agama karma is the reason why you don't have enough money. Maybe that Agama karma is the reason why you keep on manifesting bad relationships. Okay, so karma, there are two ways to change karma, right? Number one, you have to pray to a deity and request the deity to take away your karma. That is one. And second, your guru, someone, you have to find a competent guru who takes away your karma. So these are the only two ways to to change your family karma. I've given you one way, right? Pray to your ancestors, seek guidance, and think before you act. Think that you may not receive the punishment for your actions, but your descendants will surely inherit whatever the punishment for whatever you have committed in your lifetime. Okay. And if you're really serious about dissolving family karma or Agama karma, please contact me at the number that is given in the description box, and I'll surely help you out. All right. So this is it from me. I'll see you again in yet another video. Thank you for watching. Om Gurave Namaha.